Hey everybody, Rando here, and wow, Space Marine 2. It's here, it's been here. I've been having a blast playing it since Advanced Access, and man, it's just been one hell of a time. For those who don't know about this game for one reason or another, it's set in the Warhammer universe. And don't worry, you don't have to know all of the crazy jumbled lore of Warhammer to have fun playing this game. I barely know much of the Warhammer lore. I've watched some videos, I have some friends that are into it, but this game especially has gotten me into it even further. As a quick rundown, Space Marine 2 is a third-person action shooter where, as the name implies, you play as a Space Marine. And there is 3 different game modes. There's the campaign, there is Operations, and there is Eternal War, which is the PvP mode. As the 2 in the name implies, this is the sequel to the old Space Marine game, but you don't even have to have played that one to have fun in this campaign, and if you do want to get some story, then I would recommend playing the first one or watching a video on it or some or other. In the campaign, you play as Lieutenant Titus, a Space Marine who commands his team of 3, and you go through different campaign missions, killing Tyranids and some other enemies later on. You have access to bolter guns, plasma guns, chain swords, sniper rifles, a frickin' hammer that just blows everything up, grenades, a super ability, and you got 2 teammates with you. It's just a hell of a time. Now, talking about my personal favorite part of the game, the Operations game mode. A 3-player game mode where you have 6 different operations to choose from, or you can press Quick Match if you don't feel like choosing. There's 4 different difficulties. You get to make your own Space Marine, and there's 6 different classes to choose from. In the background gameplay, you'll see me playing as my personal favorite class, the Bulwark. He's the support class. He's got a melee weapon, he's got a shield, he's got a pistol. There's classes like the Tactical class, which can scan a whole bunch of enemies and you do increased damage. You can see them through walls. There is the Assault, which has a giant freaking jetpack and you can slam down on people with a hammer. It's just so many cool ways to play the game, and you can customize all your weapons, all your armor to whatever you feel like, really. To get all those customization options, all you need to do is play the game. You don't have to pay any money, you don't have to buy any in-game currency, you just have to play Operations, you can play the PvP, and you get points that you can spend on different colors, different weapon upgrades. It is super awesome that it's free, and it makes me very thankful. You also just get access to more armor pieces as you level up, and more perks as you level up. So it's just the more you play, the more you're rewarded, and obviously the higher difficulties you play in Operations, the more you're rewarded for that as well. In terms of the actual operations themselves, they're like 30-minute long missions or so where you're matched up with 2 randoms, or you can play with your friends. If someone leaves, you'll have a bot. You have different tasks to do throughout the missions. They're fairly linear, but they're still super fun, and with all the enemies around, you'll have a good time with all the action. Throughout the operations, you can find health stims, you can find grenades, you can find extra ammo, and you can find a couple of special things like Guardian Relics that let you self-revive, or a Gene Seed that will give you extra XP at the end of the mission. And let me also say that once you get the hang of it, all of your control schemes for your actions and your attacks feel very natural. At least for me on keyboard and mouse, I've gotten very used to it, and I have had no complaints with it thus far. Of course, you also have perks as you level up that come into play, as I've mentioned before, and spending your currency on buying those perks can totally change the dynamic of how your character works in certain cases, such as the Bulwark having the choice between dealing damage with the banner or instantly rezzing your friendlies that are down with the banner. In terms of Eternal War, the PvP game mode, I haven't actually played a whole lot of it because I suck at PvP, but it's pretty fun from what I've experienced. You're Space Marine, You're up against Heretic Space Marines, which, if you don't know the Warhammer lore, that's fine. I'd recommend looking into it if you have any interest in this game. You still have all the same classes as before, but you can have multiple people who are the same class now, and sometimes that can be the make or break situation of an encounter. Obviously, the game is fairly new, so there probably will be some balancing in the future, but for now, I still think it feels really good, even as a person who doesn't like playing PvP that much in any game. Overall, I really have nothing but praise for this game. I think it's like one of my new favorite games. I've already played it for almost 50 hours. I've only had fun. I've barely had anything happen, no bugs or anything like that. It's so well done, and the devs did such a good job. There is already a roadmap for this game as well, which by the looks of it seems to be mostly just cosmetic things, but there is a horde mode coming, which I'm super excited for. I do hope they add more operations, maybe more PvP game modes. They're kind of limited right now, but honestly, they're still super fun, and having a difficulty setting in the first place to get higher loot and stuff is awesome to me. But yeah, that's really all I have to say. I'm going to be playing this game for a while, playing it with my friends, and I hope that if you end up getting this game, that you have a good time as well. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, please consider liking and subscribing. It's up to you. If you want to see me do a full gameplay video on some of the operations or the PvP maybe with some of my friends, then let me know, comment down below, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day or night.